The Raiders have it. It's all over. The grand final is over. The premiership has gone back to Canberra.
The 1990 grand final was the acknowledgement of the champions Canberra, who made it back-to-back Winfield Cups over a shattered Penrith. But for the first time since, the scene is oh so different. Penrith are hot favourites for the 1991 title. Canberra battling for survival to defend their crown. In round 11 of the Winfield Cup, it's a grand final replay as the Raiders prepare for the Panther onslaught.
Certainly going to warm up in the middle here today with some young men in this Canberra lineup trying to get the Raiders online for the semi-finals and another shot at a grand final. Gary Belcher, the experienced man, the current Australian fullback who is trying to get back some match fitness. He's the captain of this changed Canberra side. Belcher, Croker, Bell, Wood, Martin, Twig, Gregory, the forwards, Stone, Stanton, Barnhill, Corvo, Boyd and Todd, the coaches, Tim Sheens. Colin Vandervoort, first time up for him too to lead the Penrith Panthers side out. Both these sides missing so many players from State of Origin duty, but they can still come up with good combinations. Plenty of depth throughout their clubs. The Panthers maybe not as badly hit as the Canberra Raiders in this one. Vandervoort goes back to lock today, even though he wears the number 11. Barwick's at fullback. Mackay, Bentley, Bradley, Smith, Carter, Alexander are the backs. Vandervoort at lock and captain. McNeil, Dunn, Waddell, Toot, Clark are the rest of the forwards. The coaches, Phil Gould. The referee in charge of this grand final replay, Mr. Ian Parnaby. Hopefully the Showers will not really have too much of a say in this game. If they can just continue to hang off, it'll make handling so much easier for both sides. Parnaby gets us underway. A lot of breeze down here in Canberra as well. Breeze that will favour which side in the first half, Bill?
Favour Penrith very much, Graham. Canberra won the toss and elected to go into it, but you'll see a lot of kicking by Canberra in the second half and Penrith in this first 40 minutes.
How do you see it today with so many missing?
Well, it takes, I suppose, a bit of the gloss off the game in some respects, but the importance of the game is going to ensure that there's plenty of intensity, and I think the importance of the match also means that a team like Canberra, they won't play any different to where they normally play. I'm expecting a very exciting open football game.
Red Boyd trying to crib it up the middle. The kick from Gregory. Away from Barwick, travelling down towards the corner, stays away from the sideline, but Barwick could be trapped, just gets out of there. Parnaby says they were in front of the kicker. So he gets the penalty anyway, but a little bit of pressure right from the start on the Panthers. Excellent kick from Gregory. Couldn't really tell from the replay whether they were in front of the kicker.
Yeah, those chasers a little bit offside there, but that really spoiled what turned out to be a perfect kick. You can't ask for a better kick than that.
Clark used as a decoy runner. Back it goes to McNeil. Another penalty to Penrith. So they will easily get away from this danger zone now with this breeze at their backs also. Barwick gets them to 40 metres out from their own line. Interesting. The statistics following both sides going into this round 11 of the Winfield Cup. Belcher on the run. 192 points for Canberra, 191 against. 229 for the Panthers, 104. So much better, that defensive role. And interestingly, last year, it was completely reversed, where Canberra had 251 points up and only 85 against. So how times have changed.
Yeah, Canberra's defence was one of their strong points last year, and it's really fallen off so far this year. They'll need to be at their best today in defence to contain what on paper is a very strong Penrith outfit.
They had Dean Lance last year.
That is a very big difference, Bill. Now, Barwick. The ball was kicked straight to him. He continues his impressive 91 season form in the opening minutes here. Mark Geyer out suspended after that State of Origin explosion in Game 2. Rugged up sideline to look on. Clark. The Panthers, as they so often do now when travelling away from their hometown, stayed overnight in Canberra, trying to settle down, have no trouble with any travelling during the day on game day. Crowd calling for an incident on a Canberra defender in back play. No touch judge in. Belcher coming back out to the wing. Decides not to use Jason Croker at all. He'll go from dummy half. Somebody was trying to charge down. The kick taken out by Colin Vandervoort.
He never stayed on the grass for long. It's too cold to be laying there, Graham.
I was going to say, Bill, somebody better chip some of that ice away from your sideline. Right up the middle. The Raiders continue to work away through Stone. Twig. Again, he kicks straight to Barwick. Barwick's going to return the favour. This is off the side of the foot. But it falls well for Barwick, just inside the touch.
Yes, Graham was looking to use the breeze here, but it came off the side of his foot. He's obviously been instructed by Phil Gould to kick early in the tackle count to save the energy of his forward pack, but well and truly off the side of his boot, and a wasted 6 tackles there.
That's early, before the first. Quick hands from the Raiders in the back line. Wood. Of course, it was Canberra who knocked Penrith out of the past 2 Winfield Cups. They knocked them out in the minor semi in '89. And then defeated them in the grand final last year. It is 0-0 here in round 11 of the '91 Winfield Cup. And our MMI big game, where a penalty finally falls for the Raiders.
Yeah, there's no doubt that Penrith will have plenty of motivation today after Canberra knocked them out, as you pointed out, in the last 2 years. But the motivation for Canberra is the fact that if they lose this match, then that's really history for them as far as the semi-finals are concerned.
Well, I think they might still be given some chances because of the results so far in this weekend, with East not letting West get away, as well as St George keeping the Steelers pinned there too. Yeah,
put it this way, I think they'll blow out in the betting from fairly short odds still at the moment to make the semis to probably 25 to 1.
Twig on the fringe trying to step his way through. Midfield, the Raiders. Gregory with a switch of play. Quick play, the ball's coming, this time from Stone. Along the deck from Twig, and they will settle for the scrum near the 22. Steady play from Canberra. Mistake-free so far.
Yeah, classic start to the match. The young guys really rallying to the cause, controlling the ball, and that's what they've got to do, particularly in this first half. If they can keep Penrith down to a low score line and keep the margin short, close between the sides going into half-time, then they're in with a big show.
They've met only once here at Bruce Stadium before. That was 23-2 to Penrith last year. Carter, the man to watch for sure in this game. He was set to play at halfback in place of Greg Alexander. And now with Brad Izzard up in the State of Origin squad, he goes back to 5'8". Vandervoort running pretty freely.
Yeah, he's been plagued with a knee injury for most of the season, struggled to get on the paddock, but he'll be looking for a big game as skipper today.
Belcher hurrying across. This one will go dead in goal. So 22 easy metres for Canberra to come back with this restart. Now a touch judge in to report an incident in the back plate.
It was a long way back, Graham. Paul Clark his team was in possession of the ball. Canberra player came through quickly to try and harass a kicker, and Clark just sort of cuffed him over the top. There wasn't much in it. I don't think there'll be any action.
So Barnhill and Clark. Paul Dunn's also involved there. Didn't really let the arm go at all. He did grab him in a bit of a headlock high, Paul Clark. It'll be a warning to both, and we'll go back to the tap restart on the 22. Brent Todd.
The thing Canberra will miss today, Graham, because Ricky Stewart's not out there, is a big kicking game, so they're going to have to be prepared to work a lot harder in the forwards rather than kick themselves out of trouble.
So Gregory comes up with his kick to the sideline.
Yeah, from that position, he'd almost have to tap it, Graham. It's a tough kick into the wind, this one.
Well, he's not going to try and get greedy at all, Bill. He just settles to get it near halfway. Only pick up about 10 or 12 metres. Interesting to see who takes over around the rucks in this Canberra side. Normally dominated by Ricky Stewart. And also Steve Walters. Head down for Stanton. Good quick play. The balls continue on. Ball was nearly intercepted by Carter. Parnaby had played the advantage against a Penrith side that was up inside the 5 metres. And he's going to give a warning too to the Penrith captain, Vandervoort, about keeping his side back. Somebody could be headed for the sin bin from here on in after the warning to the captain.
Yeah, Ian Parnaby, the referee, laying down the law in the opening minutes of this game. He's penalised both sides for offside play and looking to keep the teams apart because both teams are capable, given open space, of playing an attractive and attacking style of football.
Fairly dull sort of afternoon. The floodlights are on here in Canberra. Well, the lights are on.
There's a few broken globes, it looks like.
Somebody would say after the last fortnight in Parliament, the lights haven't been on at all. Jason Gregory with his first shot, first chance at points in this game. But he sprays it. The score remains 0-0 between Canberra and Penrith.
Tonight, the most exciting escape adventure story of all time, unsurpassed.
Oh, my God.
An all-star cast, headed by Gene Hackman.
You stay here, you'll certainly die.
This is hell underwater, and there is only one way out.
We've got to climb up.
Who will survive? Can they achieve the impossible?
Who do you think you are, God himself?
The original uncut Academy Award-winning The Poseidon Adventure, tonight, 8:30 on Capital.
When it comes to car insurance, there's any number of companies who'd love to talk to you. But only MMI has the experience to put you back on the road, as well as your car. In the last 10 years, MMI has handled over 450,000 injury rehabilitation claims. That's 450,000 on the road to recovery. MMI, the quality standard in insurance.
From under $24,000, nothing else stacks up against the fully imported Subaru Liberty. Toyota can't touch it. It has a 3-year warranty. Even Mazda don't match. Plus the style and power, which Honda charge a fortune for. And with factory air conditioning also included with every model. Now more than ever, nothing else quite stacks up against the Liberty. Test drive one at your Subaru dealer.
You want a good shower? Davy's new XP home pressure system with Hydroscan stops cycling for strong, even pressure. Not only that, if your tank runs dry, Hydroscan switches the pump off, safe from damage.
Ah, that's better.
See the new Davy XP home pressure system today.
Available from Electromechanical Services, Hall Rural Centre and Peters Power Equipment.
Presenting Brash's Queen's Birthday Mega Sale on now ends Monday. VHS compact camcorders under $1,000. Remote colour TVs $339. 10 to 50% off all car sound. Ackley Hi-Fi with CD player $483. The Brash's Queen's Birthday Mega Sale. Don't miss it.
Hey Steve, what do hungry tigers and panthers eat?
Furler's Daybank. I ate this by a truckload. Hey, where'd you come from?
Shark attack, blocker.
Fielders Daybait. It's the best pack in the state, and it's fresh from Fielders.
Introducing the world-famous GE Premier Collection, featuring heavy-duty washers, built to last, large capacity dryers, electronic dishwashers with built-in food disposers. ice maker refrigerators and top and bottom mount refrigerators. With food saver system, GE are specialists in their field, and Frank Reynolds is proud to be a GE authorised dealer. And
remember that Frank Reynolds is your retrovision.
Hi, John.
You look good.
60 to the gallon.
You're so fine.
I didn't know that.
Smart car, Daihatsu.
Amy's got a charade.
You got style.
Angie!
And you're
A 3-year warranty.
You're my best friend, Daihatsu.
Tom, your charade's got multi-valve, right? Uh-huh. Smart. Well, that's great.
You look good. And you're mine.
I got it.
Smart car, Daihatsu.
New South Wales State of Origin and Canberra coach Tim Sheens relaxed up in the coach's box. A lot warmer than Albert Anderson is his sideline. Bradley. Penrith are coming off a 14-12 win over St George in the last round. It's the Canberra Raiders. A 22-14 loss to South Sydney.
And an interesting statistic, Graham, is that Penrith as yet are undefeated away from home this year. Mighty record that.
I think that you've got to go back to the minor premiership days of South Sydney a few years back. That'll go all the way back. I think it was South who took out the minor premiership 2-3 seasons ago by winning all their matches away from home as well.
1988 was the year.
Now Todd, the crowd on the back of Parnaby again to keep these Panthers outside the 5. Stanton up the middle.
If he's in any doubt about the 5 metres, the crowd's certainly going to make sure they remind him.
Well, he could have got a couple even in that ruck there for just being a little bit in front of him. Somebody, I think, might end up in the bin out of all this atmosphere and pressure on the referee. Gregory, the fans getting behind the defending champs. The kick out to the sideline, 5 metres out from the line. So they're doing everything nice and solid, Canberra. Just a little bit of rain starting to come down. Phil Gould is out on the sideline, braving the conditions.
Tim Sheens makes sure he stays out there as well.
And that's interesting too, as far as the two coaches are concerned. Head-to-head, Phil Gould and Tim Sheens. Gould leads 5 games to 3. 0-0, the Raiders and the Panthers. Clark stepped the first man. Rodden McNeil, another that would give an option to Penrith should there be any problems with Barwick as far as the kicking is concerned today. Once more off the side of the boot of Barwick. He was under pressure. Right back. So they are really getting amongst this Penrith side, this young Canberra team, putting pressure on Barwick. He didn't get much protection from his own teammates.
Yeah,
that kick from way off the side of the boot.
On 2 earlier occasions, Graham, we saw Penrith players impede the runners, and that time they didn't give him any protection at all.
Taken from the back of the scrum by Steve Stone. Switch of play on the second tackle to Todd. Belcher up in the line. Been Alexander who's been staying on Belcher every time he's touched the ball. 15 metres out from the Penrith line. Gregory showed the ball. Thought the gap was open there for him. It closed quickly. Tweed. Stone running on the fringe of the ruck. Crowd calling for something to be done about the tackle too from Bradley. Midfield bomb falling down near the in goal. Coming down from Mackay, it's spilled. And put dead in goal. We've got a touch judge in anyway. We've got a Canberra player down on the broad of his back. We've got another touch judge coming in. Everybody's into the act. Now, this was the previous play of the ball. Stone was wrapped up in possession. And this was the incident from Bradley. Gave him a little bit of a facial. I just wonder. Now, I think a player has been sent off. Darren Toot has been marched. I didn't see any call for the sin bin. Bradley has also been called over. Well, the tackle was well and truly late from Toot, and I think he was lucky that that elbow didn't really connect.
Yeah, obviously a bad report from both touch judges, and he gets first use of the shower, if nothing else.
Darren Toot is into the dressing rooms, and he won't be back. No sin bin. He's been sent off. The law is being laid down to Bradley as well, and the penalty will go right next to the posts. They were favourites before the game, Penrith. They won't be favourites now, down to 12 men. Now, interestingly enough, Belcher will have the kick for goal. I think the kick would have gone to Jason Gregory. After that incident, they're giving him some time to recover. Right next to the post, Belcher drives it through, and he gets the Raiders off to a nice start. 2-0 over Penrith.
G'day. What's the problem?
Oh, the old dear's chucked it in.
No worries, I'll give you a hand.
Oh, thanks. Gee, she's flash.
Does the job.
It's a Nissan.
That's my car.
Meaty Bites Working Dog Formula, especially formulated with 5-way nourishment for the extra energy working dogs need to deliver a good day's work. Meaty Bites Working Dog Formula keeps your dog in good shape 5 ways.
This garden was designed to please the eye of the viewer. Sanyo's new Super VHS VCR with its state-of-the-art mid-mount system will also please the eye of the viewer. Colourful, jitter-free pictures. Perfect.
Sanyo, for people in the know.
Sanyo, that's entertainment. Action. There's over $56,000 in prizes. Win an entertainment-packed Gold Coast holiday, hi-fi systems, VCRs, and 1,000 double movie passes. That's entertainment from Sanyo. Look for this entry form.
From under $24,000, nothing else stacks up against the fully imported Subaru Liberty. Toyota can't touch it. It has a 3-year warranty. Even Mazda don't match. Plus the style and power, which Honda charge a fortune for. And with factory air conditioning also included with every model. Now more than ever, nothing else quite stacks up against the Liberty. Test drive one at your Subaru dealer.
When a hem needs fixing, trousers or skirts too long or too short,
You're going to need belts.
clothes too tight or too loose,
You're going to need belts.
clothes need relining or repairing.
You're going to need belts today.
At Bell's, most minor repairs are free and alterations are our specialty. Elbow patches, split seams, relining. No job is too big or too small. And Bell's have more full-service locations. For convenience,
You're going to need bells soon.
Dolmio Chunky Homestyle Spaghetti Sauce is just like Dolmio Original with the same delicious all-natural ingredients. The only difference is it's chunkier. Dolmio Original or Dolmio Chunky. We put variety in so you'll wear the Dolmio grin.
Tonight's MMI Big Game is proudly brought to you by MMI and Nissan.
Right on halfway this scrum. Brett Boyd can't get down in the front row. Now he does. Didn't look a lot different than most scrums you see this season, but Barnaby wants it again. That's a replay. This time, the scrum penalty going against the Panthers. It's unusual to see so many early in the game.
Yeah, and particularly that. You don't see too many penalties nowadays for screwing the scrum. Normally the referee just lets the ball come out and play on.
Gregory sends it to the sideline. The tap restart will be with Brett Boyd. He was the second cousin of Les Boyd.
And that man, Les Boyd, sin-binned the other day for the playing for Northern Territory as a gain, announced his retirement. We'll see how long that lasts for, Graham.
Well, he saw out 10, I guess, did he? And then retired. Corbo trapped here by the Penrith defence. 15 metres out. Boyd head down, taken quickly by Brandon Lee. Switching to a blindside. Twig working with Gregory. Back in field, it goes for Stone. Very short blind they worked and it nearly came off. Belcher from dummy half, trying to get things started. Twig. Penrith defence holds for this, the last tackle. Barnhill, he's going to put up a bomb. Difficult one in the conditions. Fullback was taken out, it must be a penalty. No doubt about it. Anthony Giroud was just waiting under the ball. He was taken well and truly away from it.
Yeah, you couldn't help but agree with the referee there. But then again, Giroud didn't get much support from his Penrith teammates either. He's not a very tall fullback, so he's got to get some assistance under those high balls, particularly in these windy and wet conditions.
Rain starting to set in as Carter puts his head down. His side is just behind by 2. Dunn hit hard. Stood his ground well. They couldn't put him down though. Referee had called him to play the ball. And they continued on with their defence, especially Corvo. A little bit too enthusiastic. If there can be such a thing in defence.
You can see quite clearly the referee must have called hell because Paul Dunn here abusing the players, the Canberra players, using a few superlatives there to appeal to the referee, and it worked.
Superlatives.
I'm sure he'd say that.
Paul Smith. Short of halfway. Paul Clark. Keep on pouring in defence, Canberra. Brandon Lee gets it to about 42 metres away from the Canberra line. Switching the play. Vandervoort. Ben Alexander doing all the calls from dummy half. Now he looks to Carter. Carter with a kick ahead. Barnaby saw the incident. He lost his feet. But Barnaby ruled that he wasn't interfered with by a Canberra player.
Graham, we've seen 2 or 3 penalties in attacking positions since the hooker shoot's been sent off, and here we see Carter who took the option and to kick through. But the point I was going to make is that a hooker is integral in any sort of set plays, and with Toot off the field, Penrith have got to really do things that off the spur of the moment through Steve Carter or Ben Alexander from taps. They can't afford to put on set plays because their key playmakers off.
And Wayne, the young man that Canberra found, Brett Boyd, he looks to be a beauty, doesn't he?
Well, something they're used to, Bill.
Well, that's right.
A good running dummy half.
Yeah, Steve Walter's a hard act to fill, but this bloke's going about as close as you can get.
Well, they've pulled him out of the President's Cup side, so obviously Tim Sheens has got plenty of confidence in him.
Now the ball stolen. And stolen in the tackle. And it's an interesting one because referees are asking for further clarification about this rule. The rule stating that even if it is one-on-one, you can't steal the ball if you are trying to make a tackle like that.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously in that situation, you've got players such as Michael Twigg who go into a tackle. They've played under a different rule for years and years. The spur of the moment, you forget the rule.
But there is that fine line where a player like Jude Miles, who runs with the ball so often in one hand out in front of him, if you don't attempt to tackle him and just go for the ball, it's yours.
I believe it puts far too much pressure on the referees.
Across Brandon Lee for Paul Dunn. Alexander spending all that time at dummy half, as Wayne was saying, makes a shortened back line. McNeil. 5 missed tackles against the Penrith side, just the 1 against Canberra. Brandon Lee, who started this match from the bench. Carter looking, thinking about waiting a pass out wide. He couldn't find a runner. He ended up getting buried under the defence. Alexander, midfield bomb that's going nowhere from where he originally kicked it. Touched by Brandon Lee, knocked on, I thought. It was. Handover, and it goes back to Canberra.
Once again, an evidence of a scrappy kick. Penrith's kicking game has been appalling in this first half. There's no other word for it. They haven't used this breeze at all, and they just haven't been putting enough pressure on Canberra to warrant any sort of a lead.
They've tried to get too fancy with their kicking game. Instead of using the wind, belting the ball down the centre of the field and chasing for field position, they've tried to cut it fine, look for the sideline. It hasn't worked.
Gregory. It's been Stone and Stanton doing all the running in the back row. Gregory to the back line. Little chip ahead for Bell. Perfect. He's got support. Gregory's there again. He goes even further. Well, the try was bombed. In the end, there was nothing wrong with the pass to Croker. He just couldn't handle it. What a beautiful little chip. It was Twigg, I should say, who put it over for Bell. Bouncing up for him. Gregory was there to support him. He decided not to go to Gregory on his other side. The try was on either way.
And that tactic, Graham's going to be on right throughout this match, because Penrith, with 12 players, can't afford to play anyone in the second line. So therefore, if you put kicks over like that, they're going to result in points as the match goes on, I feel.
Carter getting this kick in, but has he done it? He has, over the line again. Penrith have got to start doing some more homework. Down to 12 men. They can't afford too many sets of 6 tackles back-to-back in their own half. Here comes one right now.
Yeah, and that's another example of, as Billy Anderson pointed out, Penrith trying to kick for the sideline rather than kicking for distance down the centre of the field. They're just not judging it correctly.
Stone on a run around for Gregory. Good defence coming in for Penrith. Bentley was the man who cut it off. A mess in the play of the ball. Leave the man alone, Brandon Lee is told. You've got to stand directly in front of him. Lee was never there. And with some of these warnings already going out to Colin Vandervoort as captain, the bin must not be far away either.
And a lot of pressure on Colin Vandervoort, because the last time he captained a side was in the under-12s. And in a grand final against Greg Alexander's side. So it's been quite a while since he's captained the side, and there's a lot of pressure on him already in this match.
100% for the skipper, Gary Belcher. It stays that way. And the Raiders now get it to 4-0 over Penrith.
Who is she?
Just call me Mary.
What is the connection?
They will not know what hit them.
What is she up to? Logie Award winner Joan Sidney
I haven't even started.
joins the cast of E Street.
When it comes to car insurance, there's any number of companies who'd love to talk to you. But only MMI has the experience to put you back on the road, as well as your car. In the last 10 years, MMI has handled over 450,000 injury rehabilitation claims. That's 450,000 on the road to recovery. MMI, the quality standard in insurance.
It's that time of the year again. Tax time. And this year, doing your tax will be less of a hassle. Because with TaxPack, most people will only have to answer the first 15 questions. And we've even included extra forms in case you need them. TaxPack. Look out for it in your letterbox next week.
You can't run a business without the right tools. And the most important tool a tradesman can have is a mobile phone.
Now, one of my customers.
Telecom MobileNet, Australia's own.
To save your machinery from an early grade, you need BP Vanellis diesel engine oils and the right advice from your BP distributor.
Playing in the new car business is like playing first-grade rugby league. You need a well-organised team with experience, skill and expertise. Commonwealth Motors are in the business of putting their customers first. Service, quality workmanship. They'll even give an exclusive protection plan on most of their used cars. Commonwealth are the masters of the game because they're on your side. For a sure winner, back the team with the winning edge.
Commonwealth Motors.
new look Papermate Pacer performs even better. New rubberized grip and auto point. Not forgetting Pacer Plus with jumbo eraser.
More top performers from Papermate.
What's that you say? And how are you today? Won't you join me in a cup of Nescafe? With Nescafe we'll talk, yes, relax a while and stay. Yes, we'll say the things we say over a cup of Nescafe. Oh, yes, now you're talking real coffee, Nescafe. Now you're talking real coffee. Now you're talking Nescafe.
This crowd that has braved the conditions is seeing a spirited showing from this Canberra side. 7 of their State of Origin stars missing, 5 missing for Penrith. Alexander changing the direction of his kickoff, trying to vary it a little bit.
And that time running with the breeze is ticking away. Time winning. That's winning time for Penrith. And Canberra coach Tim Sheens would be delighted with this lead going into, well, apparent lead going into half-time.
Corvo. How many times does it happen where you see a side seemingly with their backs to the wall, some young men are lifted up into the top side, and what happens?
It happens a hell of a lot. And how often do you see a side drop their bundle and ease off when a player from the opposite side sent off? But that's not happening here today with Canberra.
40 metres out, they get another penalty. A very disappointed Mark Geyer, shaking his head at these penalties.
Well, the penalty count be becoming a real concern for coach Phil Gould. As far as Tim Sheens is concerned, I don't think any team's ever going to dominate Penrith physically in this competition, but Canberra are standing their ground and they're playing with a lot of confidence, and that's just what he would have wanted.
Boyd to Todd. 14 penalties in 35 minutes. Gregory with a little bit of a dummy, put down strongly by McNeil. Tackle was across the chest. Stanton stepping beautifully, and again. It's been Stanton and Stone on the fringe. Boyd got a push in the back as he went to dummy half. Here's Stone now.
Weight of possession starting to tell here, Graham.
Had to hang on a number of times. Todd, who will represent New Zealand on Thursday against France, plays it back on the last tackle as they go to the back line. Bell shaping to kick, then getting it away to Wood, who's wrapped up. Good defence from Penrith.
And quite often we see Canberra elect to run the ball on the 6th tackle. On that occasion it didn't come off, but nevertheless they've still given Penrith possession well down inside the Penrith territory. They've got to tackle here and tackle well and get, as the clock ticks down to once again half-time.
Brandon Lee hammered by 3 defenders. That's what often happens. It's 4-0. That's what often happens when you're taking it 1 out. Clark beat the first man, was looking to unload. At least Alexander was on his left hip. Carter decides to run it to McNeil. Last tackle. Trying to free his arms to play the ball. Carter maybe trying a little bit too hard on that occasion. Showed the ball. All he did was end up giving it over to Paul Martin.
Yeah, he elected to run the ball here on the 6th tackle, and whether or not he had confidence in his kicking game, I don't know, but he ran the ball on the 6th tackle looking for points, and as a result, they've handed it Canberra possession.
Late in this tackle count, Canberra should be able to go fairly close to the 22. Stone. Belcher. Very smartly up the defence. Van der Voort around the legs. Here he goes again, Stanton. Gets a good ball away. Croker puts down another one. So twice he's been given the ball in open play. Having trouble with his hands, Croker. Good break from Stanton.
And Stuart Stanton here is an ex-centre three-quarter, played most of his career at centre three-quarter, got plenty of pace, good sidestep. In fact, he's an ex-Balmain junior, one that got away.
One that you'd love to have back. Ball is lost by Alexander. Dunn argues, has a dagger's look at the touch judge. The scrum will still go down with the Canberra feed. Time almost up in this first half.
Kicks on if they have a look over the top, Graham.
Fullback is up in the line. So Twig. Now some frustrations being vented amongst the forwards. In sorting this out, Parnaby might be happy. No, he's going to reorder the scrum. I thought he might have issued a warning here to the players and then gone to the dressing rooms. Now it will pack. There's the siren. Players have broken from the scrum. He's ordered them back into the back row. They could have been penalised. Gregory on the... Well, he won't be able to kick. Penrith are the ones that are going to keep it alive. Bradley. Taken. He'll settle with the tackle. A little bit of feeling here just before the break. Penrith down to 12 men. Darren Toot was sent off in the 16th minute. They will have to play with 12 in the second half again. And some great support here from the home fans for this Canberra side who take a good lead at the break. They've got the breeze coming at their backs in the second 40. It is 4-0 to the Raiders.
An old man.
Rock and roll belongs to me.
And the blues.
I say he's grounded.
And it's a mission impossible. Go! Doogie has a Tuesday following The Simpsons on Capital.
G'day. What's the problem?
Oh, the old dear's chucked it in.
No worries, I'll give you a hand.
Oh, thanks. Gee, she's flash.
Does the job.
It's a Nissan.
That's my car.
Because Monday is a public holiday,
I'm moving in.
we've moved the lotto draw to Tuesday night.
It's on Tuesday now. Oh, it looks good. Anything else?
Yes, catch this.
Oh.
Get your entry in before then.
From under $24,000, nothing else stacks up against the fully imported Subaru Liberty. Toyota can't touch it. It has a 3-year warranty. Even Mazda don't match. Plus the style and power, which Honda charge a fortune for. And with factory air conditioning also included with every model. Now more than ever, nothing else quite stacks up against the Liberty. Test drive one at your Subaru dealer.
Johnny Ferguson is a man who knows how to perform under pressure. So when it comes to clothing that can take all the rough stuff, Chica goes to one place.
Working gear for all your clothing requirements.
Clothing so tough, even Big Mal couldn't break it.
That's tough.
Working gear, Paragon Mall, Gladstone Street, Fishwick.
What's that you say? And how are you today? Won't you join me in a cup of Nescafe? With Nescafe we'll talk, yes, relax a while and stay. Yes, we'll say the things we say over a cup of Nescafe. Oh, yes, now you're talking real coffee, Nescafe. Now you're talking real coffee. Now you're talking Nescafe.
MMI and Nissan are proud to be associated with Channel 10's coverage of Rugby League.
Welcome back. Waiting the start of this second half on our MMI big game with Canberra lead. or also phone 0055 21050 to enter our footy freeze frame from anywhere in Australia. Those first half tackles, a lot of them for Penrith, 117, Dunn with 17, Steve Waddell with 17, also Canberra 89, Todd 15 and Corvo 14. The Raiders have this lead and 40 minutes left to maintain it. Surely they will use the breeze a lot better, Bill, in this second half than Penrith did.
They're the instructions. Tim Sheen said there's a long way to go, but they're to use the breeze. The one worry was Stuart Stanton. He's got a suspected broken thumb. He's come back, but he won't see this second half out. Now, as far as Phil Gould was concerned, Greg Barwick was the only real problem injury-wise. We won't see him again. It's a severely bruised shoulder, but Gould has asked his team to dig deep.
Gould will be very disappointed at the way they didn't kick, or the way they kicked so badly. They kicked plenty of times, but out over the sideline on the full in that first 40. Charged down by Twig. He nearly had that back into his arms and he would have been racing clear. He didn't know where it was. 6 more tackles for Penrith through Carter. Mackay off his wing strongly. Put to ground by Boyd and also Stanton. Alexander up the middle. Looking for an early score after the break to give Canberra plenty to think about. Dunn. Turning, looking for some support. On occasions they've had the ball. Quite often their forwards have gone up without any. McNeil. Last tackle. 12 metres away, Penrith. Carter with the kick. Behind the line. It will have to be forced. Martin, though, surprises everybody. There were 4 defenders there, and rather easily he was allowed to get out of the in goal.
Yeah, great tactics there from Steve Carter. That kick into the in goal was well placed. A poor chasing game there. There was only 2 players that came through. The third player came in too late, and Canberra got back into the field to play through a good running game.
Barnhill with some hard metres ahead of his forwards now. Boyd. There was no runners for him. He had to go alone. Last tackle. Gregory, under some pressure, gets the kick in. Sending Smith right back. This is still rolling. Only just short of the line. This is the first of many occasions that the Penrith forwards will be turned around. Stanton up quickly. Great defence.
Tremendous defence. Penrith have started off enthusiastically in this half, and obviously Canberra starting off in the same fashion.
I think Canberra realised that this isn't a matter of just going through the motions. One of the great fighting qualities of Penrith this year is their ability just to hang in a game and then win it in the last 10 minutes against seemingly hopeless odds.
Carter's one that can really turn it around. There's ball over the top to keep it alive for Bentley to step out of one, straighten and find some room, step and beat another. Much better play from Penrith.
That one down the goal.
Todd was doing his best to hold Bentley down. Brandon Lee's going to put his foot to it. And he joins the list. An ever-growing list of Panthers who keep on kicking out of play on the full.
Well, 2 kicks from Penrith in this second half. 1 charge down by Steve Carter. And that one there, Brandon Lee not used to kicking, but he was throwing the ball and the last tackle had to have a go at it.
Stone. Brandon Lee went in quickly for the tackle, lost his footing in the wet. Barnhill. 4-0 to the Raiders here at Bruce Stadium on the MMI big game. Todd looking for Gregory. Smothered, ball and all by McNeil. Stone to Belcher. Belcher kicking. Wood is there on the chase. Down to the 22, Penrith. 17-16, the kicks from general play. About half of those kicks in general play from Penrith have been very poor ones, either charged down or out on the full.
Yeah, that statistic doesn't tell us the quality of kicks in Canberra. Canberra have kicked with far more intelligence and quality in general play than Penrith have.
Talk about the difference in state of origin quality from both sides too. Canberra have 7 men on State of Origin duty, and they have scored 104 of Canberra's 192 points, whilst for Penrith, their State of Origin players, 5 of them, have managed only 52 out of 229.
Yeah, plenty of attacking potential taken out of the Canberra side, but the players that they've drafted into the first grade outfit today really have lifted to the occasion. And when you consider that there's only a total of 6 players from last year's grand final out there in the paddock, the standard of the football is still very, very high.
Stone breaks the line. Looking back inside, Croker's there. He couldn't get it to him. The Penrith players got between them. Quick play the ball here. Penrith in trouble. Belcher to go wide. McNeil was offside easily. The advantage played from Parnaby. Wood with the ball to Bell. Bell looking for support inside. Paul Martin, that's a super try. If ever you want to see just how to split a side down to 12 men, then catch them out wide, this is it to perfection. The Raiderettes go into overtime. Excellent play on the MMI replay, taking men out of the attack. Twig kept his cool, then waited to pass out beautifully for Wood. Wood made sure that Carter was committed. Bell made sure that 2 were committed to him. Martin had the free run. No doubt about it, a super try.
Yeah, Graham, we only just finished talking about the number of attacking players out of this Canberra outfit, but looking at this try, you wouldn't think that there were any of their key men out, because it was a great set of hands here. The Penrith players came up too quickly and in numbers. Brandon Lee was caught out wide. A change of direction here. We see a gap on the inside and a vital try to Canberra.
It's a cold, cold afternoon in Canberra, warmed up by this try number 4 this year to Paul Martin, which has brought this crowd to life. Rugged up under the blankets, they're screaming out to stay warm. Desperation stakes for the Panthers. Belcher with this angle from way out near the sideline. The breeze to come from his left hand. 100% for Belcher. Can he bring it back with the breeze? Well, he's trying to bring it back against the breeze. Only just misses. Strong lead to the Raiders. 8-0 over Penrith.
Good evening. Heavy rain for the last 2 days has created floods which struck parts of the south coast today. Maruya has been cut off after 2 rivers burst their banks. Overseas, thousands of students clashed with riot police in the South Korean capital of Seoul. About 2,000 students tried to march to the office of President Roh Tai-woo but were stopped by police. Japan's Mount Unzen, a volcano which erupted last week, killing 38 people, has erupted again. The volcano spewed a stream of lava and gases which set fire to nearby homes and a forest on its slopes. And Canberrans were given a rare glimpse into the residence of the Soviet ambassador today. The normally very secretive Soviet embassy threw open their doors today for the Rotary Club Embassy Day. We'll have more news in an hour.
When it comes to car insurance, there's any number of companies who'd love to talk to you. But only MMI has the experience to put you back on the road, as well as your car. In the last 10 years, MMI has handled over 450,000 injury rehabilitation claims. That's 450,000 on the road to recovery. MMI, the quality standard in insurance.
Here's a first grade offer from the team with the winning edge. Commonwealth Motors, your first grade Holden dealer.
There's nothing like taking the wheel behind a powerful 2.6-litre Rodeo Super Ute exclusive to Commonwealth. It's got a ton of gutsy extras free, like a tonneau cover, tow bar, pinstriping, wheel covers. And it takes a ton to beat the deal. So get in today and take the wheel behind your Rodeo Super Ute.
Commonwealth Motors, your Holden dealer.
When the Q-Do Archer takes aim, the result is perfect. When you aim the revolutionary Sanyo Zima camcorder with fuzzy logic, the result is also perfect. Perfect focus, perfect exposure.
Sanyo, for people who know.
Sanyo, that's entertainment. Action! There's over $56,000 in prizes. Win an entertainment-packed Gold Coast holiday, hi-fi systems, VCRs, and 1,000 double movie passes. That's entertainment from Sanyo. Look for this entry form.
Alexander back to halfway for the restart for Penrith. And a change in the Panther lineup, Bill.
Brooke Kennedy in 26 for Rod McNeil.
They need to score twice. Taken nicely by Stone. Good running back row from Stone and Stanton in this one.
Yeah, both players impressed me, particularly Stone with his strong running on the fringe of the ruckies. An ex-South Sydney junior, captain the under-23s to a victory a few years ago for South Sydney.
Full of running this Canberra side. Todd, taken out of it by Brandon Lee. Twig gets his kick in, but he's caught the bug. He's caught the Panther disease.
And the same problem, Graham, trying to kick for that sideline. They're finding it very difficult to judge this breeze. They'd be much better advised to kick centre field and just go for yardage.
Carter brings Bentley in. Alexander's screaming for some forwards to run it around, wrap this ball around. Brandon Lee heeds the call. Done.
Brooke Kennedy's moved into dummy half, which frees Ben Alexander for that first pass off the ruck roll.
Alexander makes it a full back line, and he gets through. Corvo only just grabbed the jumper. Carter to take over now. To Bradley. Bradley straightening, flicking it out the back. Ball coming free from Mackay. Mackay has a little bit of a waltz with Martin. Carter with another of his kicks behind the line. Belcher there to tidy things up. Carter will match it with pace. Confidently, he passes, though, Belcher to Kroger. And thankfully, Kroger hangs on to this one.
Belcher there had plenty of confidence in Kroger. I don't know if that's too advisable, but it paid off, and it's got them out into the field of play.
As does this little sprint from Gregory. All fired up the Raiders. The defending champions want to make it 3 grand final appearances in a row. It's got to start here today. Valuable 2 points up for grabs for the Raiders to stay alive. Twig with the kick. Learning about it this time, though. Good chasing coming from the Raiders as well.
Look how slowly those Penrith forwards are getting back on side. They're very tired already, and that's not a real good sign for the second half of this match, especially if you're a Penrith supporter.
Well, they'll be looking for even more and more support from guys like Smith, Mackay, the 2 wingers, and also Bradley, who's a very big man for a centre, to come in and do some work amongst the forwards.
Yeah, they've got plenty of backs there who could get a little more involved than they have been, and that's something that will need to happen.
Good low kick from Alexander. He and Carter are trying everything to get the Panthers back into it. Belcher ends up on his own 22. Stanton, as Bill reported from half-time, playing on here in the second half with a suspected broken thumb. Corvo strongly. All the forwards eager for more work. Todd. They keep on carving away at the middle. Barnhill. Barnhill pulled back by the jumper as he was trying to play it. Gregory with plenty of time with the kick. He gets a good bounce too. And this will be interesting to see just how quickly they all get back after this kick.
And once again, they're labouring back. It'll be the third or fourth tackle before all the forwards are set. So you can see the fatigue starting to set in well and truly.
And they're down to 12 men and very bunched. Looking for somebody to spread them here. Done. That's a good surge past the advantage line to give them a little bit of a roll. See, Waddell goes back for an interchange.
The problem is because the Penrith players are so tired, they're not backing one another up when their big forwards are running the ball, and that's making them easy targets.
Alexander continues to kick and kick well, finding the open spaces. Now, things might have been so much different if this had been the kicking game in the first half. Croker, good run from him to return this one. Taken by Bentley.
On the little bit of play we've seen from Jason Croker, he's obviously got a big future in the game, only 17 years of age. So I suppose the old adage, if you're old enough, or if you're good enough, you're old enough.
Stanton puts it down.
He'll be a big boy if he keeps eating his Weet-Bix.
His positional play is excellent. His hands have let him down a couple of occasions when tries were on. Waddell straight back out there, and another touch for him. Brandon Lee. They've lifted their game, Penrith. It's 8-0 to Canberra. But the Panthers have had good territory since half-time. Camping down towards the Canberra end. They've got to have something to show for it soon. Carter and Alexander working things for Bradley to straighten. Bradley standing for a long time and then giving it to Bentley. Bentley chased and put down by little Jason Gregory. Paul Smith. He's not getting fed too much ball out on the wing. He comes looking for it. Back to Kennedy. Kennedy 7 and 8 metres away. Last tackle. Smith from dummy half. He went alone. Belcher on counter-attack gets it back to the 22. Maybe it might have been a bad option from Paul Smith. His backs were set, looking for the ball. Kroger, the two wingers get together in midfield as he pushes this back to Martin. When Todd was turning, looking for support, no one was there.
Plenty of tough contact out there in the middle. It's no place for the faint-hearted, and if this contact keeps up, it's going to really tire this Penrith side no end.
Now, Barnaby not happy with the 5 metres. Dunn is going to ask the question. He's probably being told that he's not the captain. Since half-time, it's only been the one set of 6 tackles that sent Canberra down towards the Penrith 22. They were rewarded with a try. Great opportunity for them right here. Gaffey. The handling errors are all square. Gregory showed it inside, then out to Twig. Twig breaks the line. Here comes Wood. Wood up the middle, stepping. Wood for the post. Under the black dot. Barnaby's been bowled over. It doesn't matter. Beautiful play from the Raiders. How sweet it is. Second chance down the other end on the MMI replay since the break. Twig into the gap. Just look at the way he positions Matthew Wood. Look out, Ian Barnaby. You're about to hit the deck. Now he got a big push in the back from Bing Alexander.
Yeah, very, very slippery out there in the middle, and this ice skating rink that they're playing on caused this try because Steve Carter went over. That allowed the initial break there by Michael Twig. Another couple of players slip here. Matthew Wood also nearly loses his footing, but here he gains his balance and goes over for this try.
Well, players here, there and everywhere in this one, but the break was made when Carter couldn't stand and missed a tackle. Twig positioned Wood perfectly here. He ran towards him, got a flick pass back on the inside. Carter tried to recover, but he couldn't tidy it up. Referee Barnaby went over, as did Wood.
Matthew Wood, 3 tries for him in 1991. Very interesting collision between Barnaby and Ben Alexander. 2 from 3 for Belcher, 3 from 4, as the Raiders so confidently now send it to 14-0. Ben Alexander placing it here under the watchful eyes of Ian Parnaby, the man who he bowled over in the lead up to that try, and I called it an interesting one, Bill. It sends us back to another incident this year.
Well, that's right. You know, I can remember one early in the year, Graham, with Wayne Chisholm, but I don't think there was much in... There was a different set of circumstances. There wasn't much in Ben Alexander's then.
Straight out of dummy half goes Boyd. Now that feeling is coming back into this game. This is where tempers have got to be cool. An injured Laurie Daly looking on from the coach's box. Penrith look to be miles offside from this play of the ball. The Raiders run it. Last tackle. Gregory, who's played so well at halfback.
He has played well, Graham, in this good kicking game. I suppose he developed playing rugby union. In fact, he played rugby union.
Look out, here's a try! Gregory had plenty of support as Penrith coughed it up. It's Twigg that had the ball. Coming free here. Twigg was away, had support inside and out. He just hesitated for too long, then he lost it.
Matthew Wood looks like he's got a pretty severe groin injury. He's taken up his place in the defensive line, but he signalled to the bench to get somebody ready.
Now, Parnaby has originally ruled that the ball was lost back by Penrith, so they have a feed.
I think it was actually knocked out by Canberra, not forward by Canberra, so that's the reason that they've got the feed.
Mackay now, short of his own 22. Waddell. I wonder if this is going to be the key to the 1991 season, if this is the match that sparks the Raiders back to another path towards semi-finals and grand finals.
Well, they walked a tightrope in 1989 when they won 9 games on the trot to ultimately beat Balmain in the grand final, so they're used to pressure and they can certainly handle pressure.
Belcher stretching this Penrith side down to 12 men. Stanton still travelling. Croker. One-hander back to Stanton. Stanton for the line. Can he get it down? No. He's held up. He deserved a try for his performance so far in this one. But brilliant play again from Canberra. Look at this ball back from Croker. Stanton for the line. Defenders getting there. And in good numbers for a team who are down to 12 men. He gets it down, but he was held up for long enough, said Parnaby.
100 episodes strong.
Oh my God!
Congratulations, LA Law.
Make no mistake, I'll fire you.
You know something? I don't care.
And then at 9:30, a special 100 episode celebration. 2 hours of LA Law, Tuesday on Capital.
Today's modern family needs sufficient hot water to meet its daily requirements. So it's important that your home has a hot water system which will always meet the demand and be cost efficient. With New Age Electric half-price hot water, you'll have hot water when you need it because New Age Electric's twin-element tank works day or night and your hot water costs a lot less. Contact ACT Electricity and Water about New Age half-price hot water and efficient use of resources.
To save your machinery from an early grave, you need BP Vanellis diesel engine oils and the right advice from your BP distributor.
Even youngsters like me take getting old seriously.
foods, but Dot's got McCain cholesterol-free super fries cooked in polyunsaturated vegetable oil, which proves a no-way Jose is no match for a Dot with a lot. Ah, McCain, you've done it again.
An innocent girl. A harmless drive.
Clear the streets.
What could possibly go wrong?
For some foot-to-the-floor fun, Hollywood's hottest young stars have hit the fast lane.
For a kid without his license, huh?
License to Drive premieres Monday, 8:30 on Capital.
Tonight's MMI Big Game is proudly brought to you by MMI and Nissan.
$14-0 Canberra over Penrith. Brent Todd gets a rest onto the sideline. Izzard to Bentley, to Bradley. There have been no real opportunities out in the backs for Penrith throughout this.
And Graham, that's due in many ways to the different style of defence that Canberra have adopted in this match. Normally they slide across field, but today they're moving up in the back line and blotting out this Penrith attack out wide because they're given no room to move.
If they're going to get into the game, if they're going to get it started, it's got to start right here. They've still got about 10 minutes, Penrith. Converted try to give them a look in at this one. Waddell. Kennedy looking to bring it back to the back line through Carter. And now Izzard. Izzard back into the middle, though. And too many defenders. Kennedy from dummy half to set things up 10 metres out and right in front of the posts. Carter. Dummying on the inside to Bentley and going outside, but this defence maintains its line. Last tackle. They'll be forced to kick. Bentley tries to float it out wide. Bell tries to put a boot to it. Carey's there, but the penalty goes against Canberra for being offside. Now, he's marched them back to 2 metres out from their own line. Bradley with a quick tap restart. Dunn getting a one-hander back. But Martin is there. Martin had got in behind Dunn once he stood in the tackle.
Yeah, good thinking there from Martin. He obviously knew that Paul Dunn likes to offload on every occasion, and he came around waiting for that, and he received it.
Carey will get it to the 10-metre line. Very cautious play of the ball. He was waiting, I think, for Dunn to maybe have a go at it. Stone. He finishes up on the 10-metre line as well. He's happy to run one out. Try and control possession of the ball. Last tackle. Gregory or Belcher will be there for the kick. It's Gregory. Now from 32 out from their own line, can they do something? Carey looked to hurt himself as he made that tackle, along with Kenworthy. Smith. It is down to individuals now for Penrith. Down for somebody to produce something out of nothing. Carter to Izzard to Bradley. Bradley pushes out a ball that was beautifully picked up by McNeil. They're trying everything they can, Penrith, to get back into it. The defence is certainly more than equal to it from Canberra. Vanderbilt coming onto that one hard. I think Phil Gould may be thinking the scoreboard and the clock are working together now against us.
Yeah, he looks pretty wide. I don't know whether it's the cold weather or the situation Penrith are in.
At the start of the ski season, it is nice and cold down here in Canberra. And he's getting no warmth out of the scoreline. Gregory will take his time to play it. Stone to Belcher. Belcher to Kenworthy to charge onto this one. Croker goes inside looking for it. Croker might get the try. No. Smith stayed with him. 11 metres out. Quick play of the ball. They're in trouble, Penrith. Martin has plenty of men outside, now inside. And crashing over, Craig Breen gets it right under the post. Breen has only just got out on the field. He gets his first touch. And what a touch as you come up with a try. They were always in trouble on the MMI replay. Bradley got up amongst them to force him back on the inside, Martin. Craig Breen is there, not too much defence.
Yeah, half the Penrith side still coming back onside here at this stage. Penrith at 6s and 7s. Martin steps on the inside. Great backing up from the reserve grade skipper, Craig Breen, who goes straight over for the try.
Well, David Barnhill must be cursing himself because he just got replaced for Craig Breen, who came on, ran down the centre of the field, saw Martin stand in a tackle, took the reverse pass and scored.
He would have been happy after their reserve grade side got up today. Now more than happy as he gets his first try of the year. The Panthers well and truly hanging their heads now. They've played with just 12 men since the 16th minute. They've looked on as Belcher keeps on adding extra 2 points time and time again to make it 20-0. The Raiders over the Panthers.
Tonight, the most exciting escape adventure story of all time. An all-star cast headed by Gene Hackman. The original uncut Academy Award-winning The Poseidon Adventure tonight, 8:30 on Capital.
Yeah, you've really got me going. You've got me so I don't know what I'm doing now. Yeah, you really got me going. You got me so I don't know what I'm doing now. Oh yeah, you really got me going. You got me so I don't know what I'm doing now. You really got me. Have you driven a Ford lately?
Oh, seatbelts. Not feeling too lucky today, mate.
Well, could have head on.
What, here?
Nah. Well, could run into a tree. Yeah. Only going up the road.
Yeah, right.
Could run into a cop. Right. They're not getting my damn licence. Right.
I want one of those.
26 million couples a year have difficulty conceiving.
Oh, what's happening here?
It's an auditory monitor.
Oh, I thought maybe you were lonely.
All we need to do is lower your temperature.
Pardon me for wanting to have a grandchild from my only son.
What do you want us to do to prove we're trying to have a baby? You want us to do it right here?
Funny About Love and also Hitler's Daughter, out on video June 7.
This garden was designed to please the eye of the viewer. Sanyo's new Super VHS VCR with its state-of-the-art mid-mount system will also please the eye of the viewer. Colourful, jitter-free pictures. Perfect.
Sanyo, for people who know.
Sanyo, that's entertainment. Action! There's over $56,000 in prizes. Win an entertainment-packed Gold Coast holiday, hi-fi systems, VCRs, and 1,000 double movie passes. That's entertainment from Sanyo. Look for this entry form.
They published my story.
Our future Hemingway
Writer's block.
Have you tried eating more fibre?
meets his new editor,
Call me Em.
And you must call me Cock.
Colin Carpenter, on Capital.
Penrith still looking to put something on the board with about 4 minutes to go. Izzard to Bentley. They still can't create the extra man. More than a facial coming in from the Canberra defence. 10 metres away, the Panthers. Can they get on deck? Carter. Difficult ball out. It was picked up by Bradley. Last tackle. Kennedy. Kennedy's going to kick into the in goal. Try and keep them there. Croker's got it. Croker takes a hit from Carter, and then plenty more defence comes in the shape of Grant Izzard. They'll get the ball back, Penrith. Good kick from Kennedy to try and trap them, and he got the chasing that he needed. Shoulder charge from Carter, and then Smith and also Izzard assisted him.
Yeah, that was good tactics there from Kennedy. It's they put in about 3 or 4 of those in this match, and that's about the first time they've had a decent chase through to pin Canberra in the in-goal area.
Carter to Smith. Paul Smith's picked up 9 tries for the Panthers. He hasn't had too many opportunities in this one. 20-0, an embarrassing scoreline for Penrith. Winfield Cup competition leaders going into round 11. Green was well and truly holding McNeil down for a long time to get his defence back in order. Now Breen picks up the dregs from this. Right on the 22. Stone gets pushed back.
Yeah, Canberra will be content just to work away with safety first football here, not give away any silly mistakes or give the ball away and get a good kicking game as they have done throughout the match. And some reserves there at Ben Alexander and Paul Clark, who were very disappointed, and understandably so. Yeah, no more than that bloke there.
Phil Gould.
Phil Gould.
Possession in the opposition half in the second half. Penrith have had 63 tackles down in Canberra territory. Canberra only 18.
Anthony Zerov there caught in possession, and a little bit of trivia for you, Graham. He's the first player in the history of the New South Wales Rugby League to play first grade with the surname ending with X. Don't see too many of those around. The X factor.
With 1 minute to go, he won't be too happy to be reminded of this one.
No, he actually came on last week. That was the first time that he'd had a run.
Carter. Izzard. Well, they've had no answer against this Canberra defensive lineup. Bradley. A little kick. But the kick is mainly for himself. Now he's got to stop Belcher. He forces them back towards his support defenders. In a matter of seconds now, and it will be big celebrations for Canberra, who will continue to have this Winfield Cup competition well and truly bunched now, with losses to the likes of West and Penrith over the weekend. Also, Illawarra going down. Canberra storming back into contention. Yes, I said big celebrations, and more than deserved from this side that had to contend with a lot of changes. Their state of origin stars away from duty. What a performance from them. 20-0. Martin, Wood and Breen, the try scorers. Belcher picked up 4 goals. Nothing at all to show for the Penrith Panthers. 20-0. Cheers all round from this home fans, all the home fans here in Canberra. And Gould was well and truly disappointed by a young Canberra side who are all in the queue. Plenty of them in line for our MMI Man of the Match.
plenty of pressure on defending premiers Canberra going into today's match, and it was their young players who really rose to the occasion and led the way. And one of those outstanding youngsters, who was the MMI man of the match, was Michael Twigg. And Michael, just how much pressure was there on you today?
Oh, there's a little bit of pressure, not too much pressure on us young guys. We had nothing to lose, so we thought we'd just go out and have a good time and try our best.
Was there much disruption to the training throughout the week through injuries and dropouts due to the state of origin?
Oh no, we started training Tuesday. We pretty well knew the side down, so we just trained Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. Very good training session.
A great personal performance from MMI, the Quality Standard Insurance, $1,000 for the man of the match.
Thanks to MMI and thanks for everything.
Young Michael Twigg there saying, just go out and enjoy ourselves.
5 goals in the Saints' 37-point victory over North Melbourne today. The unpredictable Geelong found form to sink the Hawks by 7 goals. Richmond produced a last-gasp effort over Melbourne. And the Saints, in the wet, with today's win, moved to 3rd spot on the AFL ladder.
North were on fire early, kicking the first 2 goals of the match, and the Saints fans feared another Essendon result. Ellison looking to make it 7 in a row for North Melbourne. But 6 minutes in, Gilbert McAdam judged the swirling win beautifully. Tony Lockett made his only kick for the quarter count, and a former Saint full forward in Simon O'Donnell really enjoyed it. Then the Saints opened up. Coughlin kicked 2 for the quarter, and St Kilda had slammed on 5 in 9 minutes. Coughlin was cutting holes in North's defence and found Lockett again. Plugger kicked 3 in the first half after Martin was penalised for holding.
And this kick is pretty good as well.
In the second quarter, Stuart Lowe started to dominate the air as St Kilda led by 19 points at half-time. Martin tried to take on Lockett the only way he knows how, physically. But Lockett soon brought up his half-century of the year. At the other end, John Longmire had a tough tussle with Danny Frawley, but still kicked 4 goals. Plugger Lockett pulled in a beauty, but missed the snap. A great win, however, for the Saints. Lockett and Martin discussed the afternoon's activities. Stuart Lowe said, "Don't argue."
Well, everyone except the most faithful, including Chris and Mal here, had written off the Raiders yesterday, but the young Buckaroos came through, Pete.
Yes, they certainly did, Robbo. It was one of the pluckiest Raiders victories I've ever seen. A win built on enthusiasm and pride. Lion-hearted in defence, these 2 hits on star Penrith fullback Greg Barwick reflected the commitment of Buck Rogers' Buckaroos. 3 and 4 defenders crunching Barwick each time. The result, one of Penrith's best, taken from the field. No doubt Penrith losing their hooker, Darren Toot, sent off on a late tackle charge, had an effect on the game. But I doubt whether they could have beaten Canberra yesterday, even with 13. Matching their defence was this try of the round.
Wood with the ball to Bell. Bell looking for support inside. Paul Martin, that's a super try.
We always went out with the attitude we could win, and the enthusiasm was, a sensation from the young blokes.
Wasn't so tough after all, just mixed up a few plays, and I think most of the guys felt pretty comfortable out there because we knew each other's game fairly well.
I just thought we all pulled together all week, and there's plenty of enthusiasm out there and just shows what sort of club we are.
For the club, not only just the first grade, but all 3 grades, to come out and win today under the circumstances is a tremendous effort.
It's not as good as the grand finals, but it's right up there, the enthusiasm that the young fellas showed out there, and the amount of talk that went on, and the great defence was unbelievable, and it was good to be associated with it.
But it just shows you the depth in the club, and now Tim can, without any hesitation, call on any one of these players in the club to say, righto, you're in the side today, now you get out and do your best, and they will.
Wasn't so tough after all. Before we reflect on the other games over the weekend, the latest on the state of origin sees New South Wales fleeing the cold and wet of Sydney for Brisbane a day early, and Queensland coach Graham Lowe out of hospital and at the side of the Maroons.
Despite nearly a week of hospitalisation, Lowe arrived in Brisbane with a walking stick today, but still in good spirits. He was eager to get back into the fray, however wary of the Blues with their mounting injury problems.
They won't get any sympathy from us up here, and it's still a top-line side, in my opinion, and one that's equal to the previous 2 teams.
The Blues arrived in Brisbane an hour later than Lowe, and rival coach Tim Sheens said despite the injury toll, he's confident that his new look side can still do the job on Wednesday night.
They've all represented in some way or form for their city or for country or their state last year, so I'm sure they'll rise to the occasion.
Later today, Lowe put his stamp on the Maroons' build-up as they prepared for the decider in 2 days' time. And across town, Sheens and the Blues took full advantage of Brisbane's fine weather, a far cry from the Sydney wet, to begin their final countdown.
To the other games on the weekend, and a number of upsets has the league table in a congested state. Brisbane, the big losers of the weekend, up 18-8 with less than 10 minutes to go, and losers. A drop ball with 2 minutes left saw Lamb set up Steve Maven for the Bulldogs winner. Greg Florimo engineered North's victory over Cronulla to take the Grizzlies to the lead of the competition. Illawarra self-destructed against St George.
Elson is promising a whole new economic system and perhaps more palatable to the voters, his simple promise to put food on their tables. In the country areas, many believe all that. In Moscow, they don't. What they do like is what he stands for, the only front against the communists who have shown that they are incapable of running the place. Robert Penfold, National 9 News, Moscow.
Ken Suckler with Sport is next, and a tough win for Mick Doohan.
Yeah, Wayne Rainey kept him very, very honest. We've got that coming up, and a first Grand Slam for Jim Courier.
Game 1, a 2-point loss. Game 2, a 2-point win. Now, a night of history. Game 3, and New South Wales are hungry for victory. It's for the Blues' honour.
And the series is alive.
It's for the Blues' glory.
It's all over. The Blues.
The Whitfield State of Origin, the decider, live Wednesday, 7:30.
It's Copperart's big stock clearance. Beautiful ivies, not one but two for $5. Spider plants, also two for $5. Superb miniature vases, a set of 6, only $5. At Copperart, where your dollar always buys more.
Time's running out on the Nissan deal that's beaten all records. Thousands of Australians have saved up to $4,000 with Nissan's 2-year free comprehensive insurance. And that's on top of super deals on new Pulsar and Pintara. Hurry, see your Nissan dealer now.
Your windows are the winners. When your windows wear winning blinds.
This month you're the big winner with Winning Blinds Vertical Blind Bonanza, where one blind costs a low $89. $89 per blind with 7-day delivery on stock fabric and 7-year guarantee on your tracking. Join the window winners today. Phone 239 1566.
You and your windows are the winners. When your windows wear winning blinds.
Weekend a month, 2 weeks a year. Do something for yourself. Join the Army Reserve.
For information, call 008 011 019.
Oh, seatbelts? Not feeling too lucky today, mate.
Oh, could have been on.
What, here?
Nah. Oh, could run into a tree. Yeah. Only going up the road.
Yeah, right.
Could run into a cop.
Right.
They're not getting my damn licence. Right.
The New South Wales Rugby League team is in more trouble as it prepares for the State of Origin decider against Queensland. Already disrupted by injuries, the Blues have been forced to head north a day earlier than scheduled.
Unable to train at home due to the rain, the Blues made an early dash to the airport, chasing fine weather and firm ground in Brisbane. Despite the interruption to their preparation, Captain Benny Elias looked at the positive side.
It could be a blessing in disguise, really. I think the fact that we are going to go up there and spend an extra day up in Brisbane, get used to the atmosphere and the conditions, I think it's got to be a plus for us overall.
Also on his way north, Queensland coach Graham Lowe, just released from a week in hospital to take up his duties with the Maroons.
You know, while I'm keen to be involved all the time and I love the game, my health does come first, but, you know, my condition is stable now.
Still recovering from blood clots, Lowe had his first session with the side at Lang Park. Until today, Captain Wally Lewis had coached the side. New South Wales also had a run this afternoon. Coach Tim Sheen's pushing them hard to make up for lost time. Meanwhile, adding to Penrith's woes after losing to Canberra yesterday is concern over this incident where Panthers half Ben Alexander appeared to push referee Ian Parnaby over while attempting to catch try scorer Matthew Wood. Referee Parnaby today confirmed he will be including the incident in his match report, so it will be up to league boss John Quayle to decide tomorrow whether Alexander has a case to answer. In another incident 2 months ago, South's number 12 Wayne Chisholm was suspended for 10 matches after being found guilty of tackling referee Jeff Weeks. David Peters, National 9 News.
Just one rugby union game today with Warringah upsetting Eastwood 19 points to 6. And in AFL, Geelong beat Hawthorn, Richmond surprised Melbourne, St Kilda down North Melbourne, and last night Adelaide beat Fitzroy. The 500cc motorcycling season just gets better and better for Australia's Michael Doohan. He's moved further ahead in the Riders' Championship with the win over Wayne Rainey in the Austrian Grand Prix. Wayne Gardner was fourth.
Doohan was on pole, but it was Rainey and Gardner who shot to the front.
Now revs are building, away they go. 29
on the sweeping Salzburg ring circuit, Rainey held onto the lead until lap 4.
Mick Doohan has taken Wayne Rainey.
From there, Doohan was unbeatable, despite every effort by Rainey to regain the lead.
And the part they run right over sort of 3 or 4 feet of curb.
This was spectacular racing, and at the halfway mark, the Aussie was under pressure to maintain his lead.
Now Rainey closes right up on the outside.
Gardner too had a lot on his mind. In 4th spot and chasing Schwantz, the former world champ had problems with back markers.
Well, Gardner sort of let him know too. I think there was a wave of the glove there. They get back out of it.
That's it, you know, no brains, no headache.
Having passed that obstacle, he was now after the tall Texan.
Schwantz certainly...
Tim Sheens.
It's always the hassle on the family, you know, because if you're not at work thinking about it, you're not at the game or away all weekend, you're forever thinking about it at home. You know, I mean, the phone never stops. I mean, the phone's rung for me this morning from 6:30 onwards, and I mean, I've had 15 phone calls this morning from press and selectors, and you know, so it's on all the time. And I'll come home tonight, and there'll be 10 messages there for me to. Yeah, and things like that. It's not just coaching, it's all the peripheral things that come with it.
Few realise the excessive demands placed on a first-grade league coach. And away from the madding footy crowd, Tim Sheens talks about his other life, his family. It seems while his kids are growing, Tim's coaching. And while his wife is always giving, there's not much coming back. And it's reached a crescendo this week for Tim, what with club and state of origin duties.
In hindsight, it's certainly not easy, particularly with club commitments, and I can see why the policy has been in the past not to have a club coach committed to state of origin representative fixtures. Whether or not next year I, or for that matter any coach, could continue to do it, it would have to be questionable, I think.
While the pressure's on Tim Sheens as he prepares the Blues for Wednesday night's decider, the pressure's also on him down here in Canberra, with the Raiders' financial situation very much in the red and the first-grade team on a tightrope to make the semi-finals.
Oh no, we haven't given up hope, not by a long shot. It's probably going to be one of the closest seasons, and I would say 5th spot, 4th spot, 3rd spot, even are going to be in the mid-20 point range, which is, you know, completely different to 5 years ago when you really had to be 30, 31 points to make 5th.
Can you see a difference in the players?
No, the hunger's there. I mean, the secret of a good side or a champion side is the fact that they, you know, they fear losing, and the fact that they don't want to lose football games is still there. It's been a logistics thing sometimes when you just haven't had your personnel available. I've hardly had some of the people available this year. But in the meantime, you've got to still struggle along and win those sorts of games and win enough bread and butter games to get you to the semi-finals. Because I still think that most sides would prefer not to play Canberra in a grand final, particularly if we've got our best side on the football field. But it's getting there is going to be the tough part.
Of more immediate concern is preparing the Blues for the ultimate acid test on Wednesday night, taking on Queensland at Lang Park in the deciding state of origin clash. While there's always plenty of media hype surrounding state of origin matches, it's strangely quiet in the team bunker.
Generally, it's a time factor thing of waiting. I mean, once they get to camp on the Friday and they're going to play the following Wednesday, they'd rather play it the next day, I think, but it just becomes a long, drawn-out waiting period of training and waiting and training and waiting. Certainly, any nerves that were there in the first game, I don't think will be or any worries about Lang Park won't be there the second game, but it'll still be a nervous game. I mean, they'll be, you know, the energy created by the crowd and, you know, their own nervous energy going into this game is going to be there. But I think more my job is to, if anything, keep them fairly calm. I mean, that's the problem, you know, not getting them too hyped up and playing the game a day before they're actually out on the field. I really do think it'll boil down to the team that wants to win it most, and I think New South Wales have got as much motivation as any team ever had to win a game, particularly after the second game.
To the magistrate. Oh, Geyer and Lewis.
And whilst the pressure mounts on Tim Sheens and his charges, there is something that makes a coaching career all worthwhile.
Any lows that there are certainly overcome, or it's certainly pushed in the background by the success of the winning dressing room, particularly when you see people who will go out and give for each other in a tough situation, a la, you know, well, Canberra over the last couple of years have given for each other, but certainly that stateside in the second game, they really bled for each other, and they were doing it hard. We had 3 people off at half-time who couldn't go back out, and they really hung in there together, and that sort of a feeling is something that unless you've been in that sort of a situation, you can't describe it. I mean, people don't realise the camaraderie or the just that feeling that you've been part of.
No, I think the players were all confident. We'd led the first half and we were determined to finish it. And look, with 7 or 8 minutes to go, to come back in these conditions and score that try and then kick the goal, tremendous effort.
Yes, obviously plenty of pressure on Tim Sheens, who's handled the difficulties superbly, but also plenty of pressure on the Brisbane Broncos, who went into their match against the rugged Canterbury outfit without 9 of their State of Origin stars. Precariously placed on 10 competition points, Brisbane needed a win to keep in touch with the top 5.
5 games last year with the Broncos. Scotty Tronk on the blind side is the danger man, McGrady. He's a tremendous footballer. He beats O'Neill and he scores the try. It's a great start for Canterbury Bankstown. You can't take your eyes off him. Now taking it upfield is Dean Pay. He slipped the pass out the back door. So the Broncos' defence being tested. They trail by 4-0. Peaks bringing it open side. It wasn't a good pass. They move it. Pass upfield. Maguire back for Lamb. Lamb got to his feet and scores the try.
That's a great try by Canterbury Bankstown. I'll tell you why, because they had 3 rucks into midfield, and then even though the 4th ruck play was meant to come open, the ball did bounce on the ground. Now have a look at it here, but they have pushed Brisbane into the far side. The gaps were here. Lamb tries to put Maguire away, puts him into a half gap, back to Lamb again. The tackle was a good one by Gilmeister, but not held. Up goes Terry Lamb, quite entitled to do it. Joey Kilroy runs out of space. Terry Lamb, the try-scoring merchant, comes up with the points.
Good run by Conway. So here's the Broncos on the go. This is Gene Miles. He gets it away outside of Gilmeister. Bumped into the post. Is in for the try, but gee, he really hit that upright.
Wow, it's hard enough beating the opposition, let alone the post. Just as well it was wrapped in the 4X padding there. Gillies come charging onto a ball from Gene Miles. He is okay. The axe.
How's
almost...
the goalpost though? Madison. Gene Miles. There's the gap and Miles is through it. Look at him go. He's up to the quarter line. He's trying to push away McGrady. He's still going. Flicking his way through. Renoff there. Dives for the corner. It is a try. Yes, it is.
What a great try by Steve Renoff. One of the smallest blokes in the Broncos side, but still had the strength and skill.
And it's within 5 metres of the try line. Miles is calling for it. Walters went on his own. He's over. Kerrod Ball is his 2nd try of the year, and it could well be the match winner for the Broncos. Couple of metres out. Back to McGrady. He dummies, cuts back inside, now gets a pass away. That's going to be a try. Yes, it is.
Brilliant try there by Darren Smith. Once again, Ewan McGrady, the pace of the man creates the opportunity because it caused a little bit of consternation in the defensive line, and then Smith on the spot.
Now McGrady through the dummy, back for Castle, turned and back Lamb. Great play by Lamb for Maven. He's done little in the match, but he's come up with a try that has probably given the Canterbury Bulldogs victory here at Lang Park. This kick could assure them of 13 points on the Winfield Cup ladder. Jonathan Davis with his 2nd success of the afternoon. With me, the Canterbury coach, and a pretty happy Canterbury coach, Chris Anderson. But at one stage there, Chris, it looked like it might have got away from you with the Broncos getting back to 18-8.
Yeah, Tony, it was second half. We struggled all second half. They had most of the ball second half. The penalties went their way and they had all the ball. Most of the ball we had the second half was coming out of our own line. So we were under pressure for most of the half. So I was pretty worried there. But every time we had the ball, first and second half, every time we were up the attacking end, we were a chance of scoring a try. So it was just a matter of working hard and hanging in there.
A lot of character the boys showed to get back into it, though, didn't they?
They did, yeah. I don't think they're never beaten in their own minds, which is tremendous attitude. I think that's something that I enjoy watching them. They're always in the game, and even when we were down 18-8, I thought they were still fighting. They were still working to get up the other end, and it paid dividends in the end.
Magnificent halves, McGrady and Lamb, and they both had super games. You must be really pleased to have that linchpin in your side.
Yeah, if our forwards do their work, they're a very dangerous pair of halves.
Into the 5 now. I don't think too many people thought you could do that at the start of the year.
No, well, we're not getting carried away with anything yet. We got up on the pace today. It's a long way to go. We play Norths next week, which is another important game for us. But, yeah, we're very happy with where we are at the moment.
Good on you, Chris. Thanks very much. Chris Anderson, Victoria's Canterbury coach. Now we'll go and have a look at the tries of the month.
Yes, it's the Dick Smith Electronics Top Try competition, and it's so simple. All you have to do to enter is to go into any Dick Smith Electronics store and pick up an entry form. Each week we'll show you a different try from the Winfield Cup competition, but not necessarily from that week's round. Watch Late Night League and fill in the name of the try scorer, as well as the 2 teams competing in that game on your form. At the end of 3 weeks, take your completed entry form into any Dick Smith store and pop it in the box provided. Already 3 lucky people have each won this fantastic Citizen LCD portable colour television, and it doesn't stop there. We're doing it all again for another 3 weeks, and those lucky winners will each get an LCD TV as well. All entries then go back into the barrel for the first of our major prize draws, which will happen on the 16th of June, and that fortunate winner will receive this tremendous Sanyo portable stereo, complete with remote control and compact disc player. The whole process repeats with 2 more minor prize draws and 1 major prize draw, culminating on grand final day, with 1 lucky person winning the grand prize, the big one. Nearly $5,000 worth of fabulous gear from Dick Smith Electronics, including a complete colour computer system, a fax phone copier, answering machine, and so much more. A wonderful prize, and the great part about it is that anyone who has entered the competition can win it. And now, here's this week's Dick Smith Electronics Top Try.
Saw that there was a chance on his inside. Closed quickly by Speechley. Gannon Walters. Hot! One-handed to G, took it well. Johns, nobody home. No one at home at all. Magnificent. Oh, super thinking from Johns. He saw that they were all in the line. What a beautiful try.
Plenty of action there and plenty of action after the break when we return with more of Dick Smith Electronics Late Night League.
Sherlock, another bomb. McGann through quickly. Put down, back off the knees of McGann. This should be it. The Roosters get the vital try.
Look, I have to tell you something.
This week on E Street, following Neighbours.
Do it.
Oh, I'm on the way up.
A man gave you this?
Just call me Mary.
You're sleeping with my husband. Don't ever bring that stuff into the station again. Oh, look, get out!
I'll never let you go.
It's E Street, Wednesday and Thursday on Capital.
Your superannuation grows with small, regular investments. Most personal super funds, though, have high costs and hidden charges, which drain your investments dramatically. But GIO has lower costs and no hidden charges, so more money is working for you right from the start. Plan more security for your future. Check with GIO Australia. Phone 008 024 052 for a free brochure.
Kellogg's cornflakes, they just taste natural. That's what I like about them.
So I get out in my surf ski out in the harbour, paddle around out there 2 or 3 hours, or I work out in a heavy bag or do a bit of skipping. And that's all on a plate of Kellogg's cornflakes in the morning, a large bowl of Kellogg's cornflakes in the morning.
Cornflakes, complex carbohydrates, which your body just takes straight in and uses as energy.
Please take my advice. Eat cornflakes. They're the best.
Kellogg's cornflakes, because the simple things in life are often the best.
Discover Daihatsu at Gerald Slavin Daihatsu and Scuderia Veloce Motors. Discover Daihatsu's unstretched limousine, Applause. Fully imported with a 16-valve fuel-injected engine and an amazing list of standard appointments. Discover Applause and discover real value. Daihatsu Charade continues to break records, and at $10,990 is remarkable value. $10,990. See Daihatsu at Scuderia Veloce Motors and Gerald Slavin Daihatsu.
What could be more essential to our appreciation of life than the world's greatest musical masterpieces? What could be more essential to our appreciation of music than the world's greatest voice? The Essential Pavarotti. 18 of the world's favorite classics from the world's greatest singer. The Essential Pavarotti. Essential Vibe. Out now.
Good gear to get into, whatever you're up to. Canterbury Clothing, Lower Level, Woden Plaza.
You could win this. Kumari's Town and Country Nissan Patrol.
Gee, she's flash.
You could win this Nissan Patrol for only $10. That's right, $10. But you don't win just one car. This Pulsar could be yours too. But that's not all. Buy 2 or more tickets and you get all these extras. Total prize value is $61,698. Tickets available from all St George and ANZ branches and most newsagents in Canberra.
They've saved some of their best football, Dover Heights, for the last 5 or 6 minutes. Strong defence and good attack.
A kick along the ground from Darius Wells. Oh! Good! That's a try! And it resulted through a cruncher. Dover Heights may still be in this football game.
Dover Heights there almost pulling it out of the fire against Marcellin College in a great Commonwealth Bank Cup match played at the Sydney Football Stadium on Friday afternoon. And what a hit from Peter McLeish to create that try. Now that game was a curtain raiser to our Nissan Friday night football match, which saw 2 very much informed teams, East and West, clash. The Magpies have held centre stage this year with more television appearances than any other team. And they were facing a Roosters outfit who in their previous TV game recorded their biggest win of the season.
The Eastern Suburbs team makes their way out onto this stadium. A side that has been in terrific form the past month and have really lined themselves up as semi-final contenders. Some talented young players and plenty of experienced men amongst their forwards, especially like Hugh McGann, the former New Zealand Test captain. They're up against the side that you can call one of the form sides outside of Penrith. They're trying to make it 7 in a row. And Joe Thomas, who leads them out, has been one of their big stars in '91. Graham Wynn finding some old form too with the Magpies. Ronnie Gibbs having his career resurrected, and there has been a ton of Magpie power. Borton trying to chip in front of the post. There's Bomb coming down, touched by McGann. They get it back. Here's a chance. Deacon out wide. Deacon forward. I thought the pass was forward. But Prothero's got a try, says Bill Harrigan.
And then it was good quick hands, a case of catch and pass, tackled short of the line, had to get the pass away, and that's got to be forward.
15 metres out. The Roosters have survived 2 major scares. And now it is about 10 metres away. Devine comes into the line. 5 metres out from the try line. Taylor getting it out, climbing over the defence. Western Suburbs get the reply. It's West who get the try. Barra charged down. I was going to say that these teams are taking turns at making a number of mistakes near their own 22. Devine beautifully trapped by McGann, inches out from his own line. McGann's injured himself in the tackle also, as has Devine. McGann calling timeout. for both players. Devine right on his line. Racing in is McGann. Beautiful tackle. Devine grimacing there. He might have winded himself as he was smothered over the top.
It'll be a good test to see what set plays they've got, Graham, right on half-time.
Perfect position for them to do it, Wayne. And now they're only 8 metres out. Setting up for something on the third as they send dummy runners across the paddock. Straightening up. Hardy crashes over. They were happy to settle for 2 tackles. Then produced the big play on the third. Couple of times they've really defended their line so well, then come back to score at some tries at the other end. 10 metres out, hands and knees. Brendan Hall gets up to play it. Last tackle, McGann with a chance out wide. Deacon one more pass, doesn't matter. They've got West out wide again. They've dragged them in a couple of times tonight. The Roosters maybe one more to put them to sleep.
It's pretty simple what East are doing. They're just working the ball to the centre of the field, and then they look to hit the edges, and they're finding West short.
Silva, he beat Thomas, then beat the tackle of Wynn. But Wynn upset him enough to put him down. Sherlock, another ball. McGann through quickly. Put down, back off the knees of McGann. This should be it. The Roosters get the vital try. West are really searching now. And the Roosters fans celebrate as much as the players. Numbers out wide for West if they can get it. Big numbers. Liddon gets it out. Ainscoe, now they get a try. The momentum gets him there. He just managed to reach. But we go inside the last 5. Gordon will enjoy this win because it's going to give his team a real shot at the top 5 in this second round of the Winfield Cup. Salvatore, their state front rower, more than happy in the tunnel. Morton covered in mud. Their supporters are drenched, but it has been worth the price of a ticket here at the Sydney Stadium for them. Terry Hill gets a try and the 2 Winfield Cup points against the team who he trained with all summer long, West. 20-12, Prothero, Hardy, Deacon and Hill the try scorers. 2 goals to Sherlock. Wire and Ainscoe the try scorers for West. 2 goals to Taylor. 20 points to 12. East on line for a shot at this top 5. And some young men turning around to some old hands like Borden and thanking them for showing them the way home tonight here at the stadium.
There's obviously a lot of spirit and character in this side.
Well, winning brings spirit into your camp, but we were strong when we were running second, and that was only a few weeks back. So we remember the bad times. So it's, you celebrate the good ones. They don't last long. There's always someone down the road waiting for you.
Craig Salvatore started the season off in rough fashion, being sent off in the first game, but he's just gone from strength to strength. Just how good is he?
No, just telling Craig tonight, gee, we missed him tonight. He's sitting there with a State of Origin shirt on, and he earned that too. He's an added attraction for us in the next week or so.
Steve, I suppose a lot of people are asking, where has Steve Hardy been?
Oh, mate, I don't know. I guess you'd call me a bit of a battler. I really can't say, mate. I've always been. I've been at East now for 8 years, and I really can't say this year, mate. It's hard to say. Like, no one likes playing second grade, but the side, that's their 4th win in a row tonight, and how can you change a winning side? You just can't do it. So you just got to cop it sweet and take your chances when you get them, mate.
Now here's a competition especially for the ladies. We call it the Men of League competition, and here's how it works.
Yes, Rugby League's best are back again, ready for the makeup, all the attention, and those cameras as Men of League 1992 rolls on. Now you can play your part in helping to select the game's most glamorous dozen as Rugby League Week joins with Late Night League and an exciting new competition. All you have to do is fill out the coupon in each edition of Rugby League Week and send it to Men of League Competition, Box 7052, GPO Sydney, 2001. You could be in line for a sensational 3 days and nights at the Gold Coast, staying at the Royal Pines Resort's luxurious 5-star Prince Hotel. Royal Pines is home to one of the biggest golf courses in Australia, 27 holes of championship play, surrounded by 17 lakes. As well, there is outdoor and indoor tennis, which means weather presents no problems for the sports-minded.
Royal Pines is only minutes from our East Coast ultimate playground. And of course, we'll fly you there, courtesy of Ansett Australia. Ansett have one of the most modern fleets in the world, and they will take better care of you. Just remember, if you want to fly with Ansett to Royal Pines, look for the competition coupon, Men of League, each week in Rugby League Week.
And just who will be the new pin-up boys of Rugby League? We'll find out a little later on in the season. And out at Cogra Oval, the mighty Red and Whites faced up to their alter ego, the Red and White Steelers. It's been the Steelers' most successful start to the season on record, but they were meeting a St George side guided by ex-Illawarra coach Brian Smith, who knew most of the Steelers players inside out.
Of course, the problem last year where there were different balls, whether it be wet or dry, was that the players found them a bit inconsistent. They were quite different. That kick has been touched in flight, and St George are onside. They get the advantage. It's Coyne, off and flying. He's got support in Hardy. Hardy 20 metres out. Kick to go to Beattie. Afire will race away. They won't catch him. And Martin Afire scores the try. Brad Mackay also out of this match. He'll be nervously awaiting Wednesday night's game. He looks a little nervous right now with Peter Gill sitting in front of him. Being a game of chess with the kickers and a lot of the forwards working hard to hit it up the centre. Here's Beattie, the centre, taking up the middle. But I wonder if in the last 20 minutes we might see the backs used a little more. It's the last tackle. The kick through from Elliott. Chasing through is Afire. Riolo hasn't got it covered. Afire there. Riolo just saves.
And once again, that ball straightening up. It looked as though it was going to go over the touchline there. And Martin Afire giving chase. He was onside here. And tremendous reflexes there as Riolo had to change direction.
Hardy back up the centre, running off Priddle. Only 12 metres out now. Collins gets it to Goulet. Hurdling players. Still going is Scott Goulet. Goulet turning it on. Out wide is a chance. Back goes Walford. It's one-on-one. Walford for the corner. Swings it inside. There's 6 more tackles. Coyne has it, but, well, Walford has put a foot on the touchline. They had 6 more tackles too.
Yeah, this is certainly a waste here, and I don't think that the players realised that the ball was touched in flight here, but good work here by Brett Rodwell as he's confronted on a one-on-one and they're just going into touch there.
Rodwell now, and once more it's Illawarra, only 10 metres out from their own line. Good run from McGregor though. That's a great run, just what the Steelers needed. 11 minutes to go, it's 10-2 to the Dragons. The score hasn't changed in the second half. Here's a run from Smith. He's got support too. Gets it to Pinchinelli. Pinchinelli floats it out. It's been knocked down by Walford. Pinchinelli trying to get it to Delaney, who was backing up.
Well, the Dragons there, far too strong in the Cogra Oval quagmire. And we'll be back with more of Late Night League right after the break.
Or lose it to it.
Tuesday, 7:30 on The Simpsons, right after Neighbours.
Get down on your knees and beg for forgiveness.
Yeah, beg me, Bart.
Bart's in deep, deep trouble on The Simpsons, Tuesday on Capital.
Space-age technology has helped to create this amazingly efficient zone heater from Dick Smith Electronics. The revolutionary micro-furnace heater gives you total control over temperature with fully automatic or manual setting. And it has an automatic safety cutout in case it's accidentally knocked over. What's more, it's incredibly small, safe and extremely soft on those winter power bills. At $199, you can settle down to a comfortable and energy-saving winter with a micro-furnace from Dick Smith Electronics.
I love the car, I'm wrapped. On the whole deal, I reckon I saved over $2,800. Just a fantastic deal.
For this breakthrough offer on Pulsar in Pintara, see your Nissan dealer now.
Your superannuation grows with small, regular investments. Most personal super funds, though, have high costs and hidden charges, which drain your investments dramatically. But GIO has lower costs and no hidden charges, so more money is working for you right from the start. Plan more security for your future. Check with GIO Australia. Phone 008 024 052 for a free brochure.
Ah, can you smell that freshness in the air? It's Huggy Fabric Softener. It gives your whole wash that fresh, huggy touch.
Fresh soft Huggy at an unbearably good price.
Introducing the world-famous GE Premier Collection, featuring heavy-duty washers, built to last, large capacity dryers, electronic dishwashers with built-in food disposers, ice maker refrigerators and top and bottom mount refrigerators. With food saver system, GE are specialists in their field, and Frank Reynolds is proud to be a GE authorised dealer. And
remember that Frank Reynolds is your retrovision man.
Even youngsters like me take getting old seriously. Jennings take it particularly seriously with their new assisted living apartments, specially designed for people in their late 70s, 80s and 90s who want to make the most of every day but have the special needs of growing.
Dick Smith Electronics, Nissan and TUIs are proud to be associated with Channel 10's coverage of Late Night League.
Welcome back to Dick Smith Electronics Late Night League. And after a healthy start to the season, the Newcastle Knights have stumbled to 3 consecutive losses and are very much in danger of fading out of semi-final contention. Playing at home against Manly, they were in desperate need of a win, and they had every opportunity to post victory against a Manly side who were ravaged by injuries and minus its State of Origin stars.
Injuries and State of Origin duty had put Manly well and truly on the rack, but the Sea Eagles showed plenty of fight.
He's got support, gives it to Hancock, up over the halfway, Hancock. Glanville, I don't think he'll get him. Hancock, he'll score for Manly. Oh, sensational try for the Sea Eagles.
The score was 4-4 until Jeff Tuvey scored one of the best solo tries you're ever likely to see.
He's into space. Gordon's after him. Glanville coming across. He's got support inside. Runs away from Glanville. Tuvey's going to score. Oh, what a try! What a try, Jeff Tuvey. Length of the field stuff.
The Knights' one and only try was scored out wide.
Gives it out to Worth. Now to Hugerworth. Throws it over the head to Miller. Miller now to Sargent. Sargent on to Schuster. And the Knights are in.
With the score locked at 8-8, Ashley Gordon kicked a field goal 4 minutes from time. Perhaps a lucky win with Manly scoring 2 tries to 1.
Well, under tough circumstances, Manly not quite good enough, and with so many injuries, they could have nearly have called on Les Boyd. But Boydie was sin bin playing for the Northern Territory earlier this week and decided to hang up his boots yet again. And whilst talking of Manly, a special cheerio to Coach Graham Lowe. Lowie, we know you get out of hospital tomorrow, and we wish you all the best in your recovery. And North Sydney, enjoying their best start to a season in more than a decade, ventured down to Caltex Field for the clash with Cronulla. The Bears weren't prepared to drop their guard against the Sharks, who, despite their recent dismal form, went into the match undefeated at home so far this year.
It didn't take long for the Bears to hit top gear and State of Origin.